Hey, what's up everybody? Today I'm going to be showing y'all how I prepare fried green tomatoes. Then I'm also going to make this spicy remoulade dipping sauce that I like to serve on the side. So if you're into it and it looks good to you, let's go. So first you have to start off with your fresh tomatoes, fresh green tomatoes. And so I have two that I picked up, and now I'm just going to slice them about a little bit under half of an inch thick. And that is just a personal preference because I don't want the tomatoes to be too thin and then they get a little slimy and the batter might start to run off and you just kind of create more problems for yourself. So I prefer to do it at this thickness, but definitely do it however thick or as thin as you prefer. So as you saw, I only have two tomatoes, but not making a whole lot. And so all in all, it's going to be about eight pieces or 8 fried green tomatoes. And so you might be wondering, why do people use green tomatoes when they're making fried tomatoes or fried green tomatoes? And that's really just because these tomatoes are extra firm and they will withstand all of that heat from the frying process, and it just gives you a better end product. The red tomatoes have way too much moisture and liquid in them. And speaking of, you want to make sure that you sprinkle both sides of the tomatoes with some salt, and that will help to draw out all of the moisture, or as much moisture as we can get out, and it'll help to prevent the fried green tomato from being too soggy and too slimy at the end. And like I said, make sure you do that on both sides of the tomato. And you see here, I'm doing it on the cutting board because at the end it doesn't really matter too much, because I'm going to use a paper towel to really just blot off all of that excess liquid and water that came out of those tomatoes. And you'll see in a second, if I can put my phone down, that there's a whole lot of extra liquid and excess liquid, I should say, that comes out of these tomatoes. And definitely cannot forget this step, because it will save your tomatoes in the end. And nobody wants some soggy, wet fried green tomatoes. It defeats the whole point. All right, so make sure you do this step. And I also wanted to mention that I let these tomatoes sit with the salt on them for about 15 minutes. So 15 minutes is a good amount of time, and you'll definitely see a lot of that liquid and water come out of them. So now this is my little setup for my station for battering up these fried green tomatoes. So as you see, I first went in with the flour, and that's just some regular old flour, no seasonings or anything like that in there. Then I dipped it in egg batter, so that's just a couple of eggs beaten up. I think I add a little pinch of salt in there, but that is not necessary. And then the last step is to dip it in this secret mix I have right here. No, y'all, it is just some cornmeal, corn flour blend, some prepared Louisiana fish fry, the spicy version, which is already seasoned up, and then just a little bit of panko breadcrumbs, just to really accentuate the crunch. So after coating all of those tomatoes, I'm just going to place them into my cast iron with some oil that I had heating up to about 350 degrees. And you just want to let them cook on the first side for about 4 minutes or so, maybe a little bit less depending on how hot that oil really gets. And after that, you just flip it over and let it cook on the other side for about 3 to 4 more minutes, or until it's brown to your liking. So while those are frying up, I'm just going to show y'all this quick little spicy remoulade sauce that I made up, and I like to serve with fried green tomatoes as a dipping sauce with like fried oysters. You can serve it on salmon. It is so good, and it's really simple. I mean, I know there are a lot of ingredients on the screen right here, but I promise y'all that the payoff will definitely be worth it, and this sauce is so good. And I also forgot to mention that I put in a little pinch of cayenne pepper. You don't see that on the screen, but definitely do that if you want to make it spicy. Now we're all done. So back to the tomatoes. So y'all, after about 3 minutes or so on that next side, this is what the fried green tomatoes are looking like. And y'all, this color right here, and look at the coating on there. Y'all, this looks like some fried fish. That coating really did its thing with the flour and egg wash, and then of course that breading that we created with the panko and with the cornmeal, corn flour blend, as well as that prepared Louisiana fish fry. Y'all definitely have to give this coating a try. So yeah, those look pretty good. And when you take them out of the oil, definitely sprinkle it with a little bit of salt. And look at these fried green tomatoes. This is what our work has given us. And y'all, I just want y'all to hear this crunch. Alright y'all, so the moment of truth. It is finally time to taste everything out. And Yeah, it's pretty good, pretty damn good, y'all. This stuff, yeah, y'all y'all can already tell the sauce with the crunchy fried green tomatoes, and its flavored so well. It is not salty. It is just the right amount of spice and the right amount of heat, and you taste the smokiness from that paprika, y'all. I don't even know what to say, y'all. Y'all definitely got to try this one out for sure, for sure. So as always, y'all, I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you like the recipe, definitely let me know down below in those comments. I hope you give this one a try out. Let me know if you do. And as always, you can share the video, you can subscribe to the channel. Y'all, I'm gonna see you in the next video. Later.